Hi, and welcome into this week's edition of Half Hour Huddle. I am your host and director of content for Yale, Alabama, Aaron Suttles. Pleased to be joined this week by Alabama men's guard Aaron Estrada. He'll join us here in just a second as we talk a little bit of Alabama basketball. Sitting atop the SEC, not a strange place for them to be, as they have won the league crown 2 of the last 3 years, also won the SEC tournament 2 of the last 3 years, and they sit at the top of the conference right now. So we'll ask Aaron about everything going on as they're enjoying some time off with the bye week this week, but they will return to action Saturday in Coleman Coliseum against Texas A&M. As always, follow us on our social media channels, Yay Alabama on X, on Instagram, and on Facebook. And all of our latest announcements will be there, and you'll get to see some new merch, like the merch that dropped from Alabama basketball this week, which got a lot of fans excited. We'll ask Aaron about that as well. And without any further ado, we bring into the show guard Aaron Estrada. Aaron, how you doing, man?
Good. I'm doing well, man. How you doing today?
Well, thank you for joining us. I know it's you don't get a lot of time off, and you guys are enjoying a little time off this week before getting back in action on Saturday. Does Coach put you to work this week? Does he give you guys a chance to rest your bodies a little bit?
Yeah, so we had 2 days of practice this week, Monday and Tuesday, and then we're going to take off. We had off today, so we didn't have any practice at all. Guys are still going to like work out and everything, but we're just not going to practice. So then we got the 2 days of practice, then the game on Saturday. So
so tell me about the preparation for this week. Texas A&M just obviously beat a pretty good Tennessee team that you guys you weren't there, but you know this team well. I think Coach Oates has only beaten Texas A&M once.
Yeah,
his career at Alabama. I think that was in the SEC championship game tournament last year in the championship game. But what makes that team so tough to prepare for?
That team, for one, they have a great lead guard in Wade Taylor. He's averaging about 20 points every night. He scores at all 3 levels. And he's like the head of their snake for them. So I think coming into this game, just trying to slow him down, and then definitely improving on our defensive rebounding. That's been something that we've really been struggling on. And not to mention, Texas A&M is actually the number 1 offensive rebounding team in the country right now. So, I mean, if we take away those 2 things, then I think that we have a really good chance at winning this game on Saturday.
All right, let's just hop right into the questions. We got a few questions here coming from our Yay Alabama subscribers to Aaron. Let's go to John first. He wants to know, what's your funniest Nate Oates story?
I don't really know, man. I would have to say I think just every day, just being around him, is something new that's funny, whether he's cracking a joke or like just saying something funny to the team or anything like that. So yeah, I gotta say probably that.
He's got his own unique mannerisms, right? Like when I watch him on TV, he's if something doesn't go right, he's always talking to an assistant coach or saying something. But who does the best Coach Oates impression on the team?
Who has the best? I gotta say Nick Pringle. Nick Pringle has Coach Oates' impression like to a T. Like he sounds like him, does all his like emotes that he's be doing and everything. It's actually really funny, yo.
What's the key to a good Coach Oates impression?
I think that you gotta get like how he talks, like his voice. Like you gotta like mimic how he talks, and then like his gestures that he be making, like when he talks and stuff. Like sometimes how he looks at the ground for a second, or like sometimes like he moves his hands and stuff like that. So
there you go. All right, next question. This one coming to us from Trevor wants to know, do the players ever give Coach Oates any grief about his technical fouls? Because you can kind of see him coming. Like he kind of he tips his hand that he's about to blow up, but he's good for a technical every now and again. Do the players ever ride him about that?
I mean, not really. We really don't pay any attention to that. We know how Coach Oates is, like being around him every day. We know that he's really fiery. He's going to come super aggressive when it's something that he doesn't like, or if he doesn't agree with a call or anything. So I think that honestly that's a good thing too, that you know that your coach is like he's riding for you and he's behind you. So
does it actually, I mean, like as you mentioned, does it help him sometime with the team? Like how does the team take it when he gets after an official sticking up for one of his players?
yeah, I think that it really gives us like more in our engine, just because like, you know, like I said, you just see your coach just going super hard for you. We like, yo, now it's time for us to have his back. Like he's fighting for these cause. And mind you, like the play will probably be like 5-6 possessions passed already, and he's still fighting for that one play that happened, you know. So yeah, I think it definitely gives us some fire.
Yeah. So have you ever been on the other receiving end of it in practice? I've been to a couple of practices, and he coaches hard now.
Yeah. I've definitely been on that other side. You know, I think Coach Oates, he doesn't really, you know, coach different for anybody. I feel like he kind of gives that same fire to everybody on the team, and also with the reps too. Like he just gets in them, man, and you know he's very passionate when he coaches. So I think that's what really comes out of him whenever he's like getting on the player or like arguing with the refs or anything like that.
Well, let's go. Trevor's got another one here. He wants to know what makes this offense click. Obviously, the number one rated Ken Palm offensive efficiency team in the country. You guys really, when it's rolling, like it was Saturday in Baton Rouge, it just seems like those points just come in bunches. What's the key in your mind to make this offense click?
The first and like the most important thing I think is getting the right players that fit how Coach Oates wants to play. I feel like we have like a lot of like really, really deadly shooters on our team. Like probably mostly everybody on the team is probably like a 40% 3-point shooter. So that's like elite. Like that's like the highest level of shooting in the game with like 40%. So I think that having the right players, and then I think like our shot quality. You know, I feel like we shoot a lot of threes, but I feel like most of the time, like they be good shots, you know. And when you take good shots, like, you know, Coach Oates is very big on analytics. So when we take good shots, like it's just proven, he shows us every day, like the percentage of the shots that we're taking are high percentage. So it's really not like anything special to it. Like we just take the good and most efficient shots, or we try to every possession. So, and I think that's why our offense is so good. And then too, like we have, you know, good assistants that like, you know, help us out with like keeping the flow of our offense and, you know, moving on to the next action if we don't have something. And then I would have to say, like, for the final thing, we shoot like early in the shot clock. Like we're not a team that's going to, you know, every time down, we're wasting 20 and 25 seconds to get a shot up. Like the first shot that we see, like everybody on our coaching staff, like, yo, you shoot the ball. If you're open, shoot it. No matter if it's 1 second into the shot clock, 2 seconds, 3 seconds, like get that shot up. So
yeah, it's got to be amazing for the coach to, I mean, because Coach Oates has said he's talked about a couple different guys. He actually gets on them if they don't shoot it when they're open. I forget what game it was. I think it was 2 or 3 games back, and Ryland, I think, took 3 threes in a row. He missed 2, and he drained the third one. I mean, it's got to be pretty cool to play for a coach that he didn't care if you've missed the last 5 in a row. If you're open, take it.
Yeah, it's funny. I got a story about that too. So the last time we played LSU at home, I turned down the open 3. Then I tried to do a layup. I missed the layup, but we got the ball back, and then he pulled me over to the side and he said, "If you turn down another shot, I'm taking you out." So yeah, that's kind of how he operates with our offense. Man. He wants he encourages you to take every single wide open 3 that you get. That's a good shot.
And it also speaks to the quality of players he recruits, that you guys knock him down at such a level. Let's see. John wants to know. Oh, speaking of the 3-pointer, how many threes have you ever hit in a row?
In a row, probably like this summer. I think I probably hit like. I was working out at home. I think I hit like 40.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, I think I hit like 40. It was left corner too, in the left corner.
You got to feel like in that moment, you got to feel like Steph Curry, right? Like everything in the basket's got to look
like it didn't even matter how I shot it. Like everything was just feeling good.
That's crazy. How soon, like during the day, how soon do you know that you get your strokes on for that night? Is it in warm-ups? Is it earlier today during shoot around? Like, When do you know that your shot's on?
For me, I feel like it's all about how I feel after I wake up from my nap. Like we always do like a shoot around in the morning, and then like we'll have some downtime to ourselves, and that's usually when I'll take a nap. And like if I'm feeling good, like extremely good after that nap, I'll be like, oh yeah, like I'm probably about to shoot really well today.
That's a good feeling, isn't it?
Yeah.
All right, let's see. Chad has a long question here. He says, Barstool Sports had a live stream this week where the goal was to hit 41 consecutive free throws. It took them over 16 hours. How long would it take Alabama players to make 41 straight?
That probably wouldn't be hard for our team. I feel like,
well, if you hit 43s in a row, yeah, the free throws might be easier. Down quick.
Yeah, for some guys on this team, I think that would be fairly easy to make 41 straight. A lot of guys on our team are shooting like pretty mid 80s to high 80s with their free throw percentage. So yeah, I think that would be easy. That probably will take no longer than I don't know however many shots 41 shots takes. That probably won't take no longer than that.
Would not take 16 hours, is what Aaron said. All right, let's see. Steve wants to know, what are your thoughts on the new uniforms this weekend?
I love them. I love the uniforms. I think that it's an honor to even be a part of, Alabama, like wearing a different jersey. I mean, it's so traditional here. You only got the white and the red jerseys. So I think that's why I'm more so, happy and excited to wear them, because I think this is like history in a way as well, So I'm just glad to be a part of history.
Yeah, the fans love that logo too. I don't know if I imagine the players get hyped up anytime that there's anything new that they can wear.
Yeah, I know I do for a fact.
All right, let's see here. Ron wants to know, Joe Lunardi, ESPN college basketball analyst, released his most recent NCAA tournament projections this morning, and it had Alabama as a number 2 seed and number 8 overall. Do you guys talk about that kind of stuff that's out there?
Yes, probably every day. Coach Oates is very, very into analytics, like the Ken Palm ratings and all those metric sites that measures like how good we are on the offensive and defensive side. And recently he's been talking a lot about, our defense and how it's not where we want it to be and where we need it to be if we want to, go deep in the run and have a shot at winning the national championship. So, yeah, I would say we talk about that stuff pretty much like every day. We talk about the standings within the conference, and then we talk about like in the country out of every team too. So
there you go. Let's see here. Next up, let's see. Norm has a question. How much emphasis this week has the coaching staff placed on defense? You mentioned it, the rebounding and the challenge it's going to be against Texas A&M, but this team has had some difficult defensive outings, and I imagine now with some time off that some extra emphasis has been placed.
Yeah, so basically, like I said, Coach Oates kind of been emphasizing this for a while now, as far as how, like, to be good, in basketball, period, like, you got to play defense. Like, you can't win any games if you can't stop nobody. And then I feel like sometimes with our team, we kind of shoot it so well that we kind of just outscore some teams. Like just like the other last week when we played LSU, like they still scored 92 points. Like I feel like that's still like way too many points for any team to have on us. Like, and like just to say like we didn't shoot the ball as well as we did, like we probably lose that game if we're being honest, because not like 92 points is definitely a lot of points to be given up. So yeah, Coach Oates and our whole coaching staff, they definitely emphasize defense. And the last 2 days at practice, Monday and Tuesday, that's really all we've been focusing on, is defense. So,
yeah. Were you surprised that LSU didn't slow the game down more? I mean, they were playing your pace, and it surprised me that they had the big guy inside that really started off the game really hot for them, but they were playing sort of right into your hands with the pace of play.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's where we really get teams at, is when they try to beat us at our game. And and they don't. I know for a fact, and Coach Oates always says it. Like other teams, they don't practice like that. So they're going to be tired. They're gonna eventually break at some point. They're gonna break. Like they might be able to keep up with us for a little bit, but like over time, like I said, they're gonna fold. And that's usually what happens when teams try to beat us at our game. So.
Yeah, it's a good point. There's probably not very many teams in the country that practice the way that you guys do. Sarah wants to know what you guys think about Grant Nelson's mustache.
I mean, I could speak for me. I don't have a problem with it. I think it fits him. I think it's a great look for him. So, I mean, I'll be seeing stuff on like Twitter, like people be trying to troll him about it and comparing him to, the movie characters and all that craziness. But I think, or maybe I might just be biased because I'm around him every day.
Yeah.
But I think it's cool on him. It's regular.
There you go. Well, I mean, that was what was remarkable at LSU. You had, I think, 5 players with at least 15 points, and Grant wasn't one of them. I think that just speaks to crazy how offensively talented this team is. Let's see. Lucy's got one coming in here. She goes, "You've had a great basketball career with stops at various schools. What's different about Alabama, and why did you choose to come play under Coach Oates?"
I would say I never played in an offense like this. That's definitely different. Just how fast-paced, how many threes we're shooting. Like, I never played on a team where we're shooting 40 threes. Like, that's a lot. Like, it'll probably take about 2-3 games to shoot 40 threes at my other schools.
Yeah.
But, I chose Alabama just because I feel like Coach Oates, he made me a priority. Like, from the beginning, from the very first time that I spoke to him on the phone, it was just, like, obvious that I was a priority and I was, like, who he wanted to be a part of this roster this year. So I think that's really big for me. When I was looking to transfer, I was going to go somewhere where I was needed and not just wanted. So I think they did a good job with that.
I think maybe it had been today from a previous interview that you did that you were in the portal for about 30 seconds before Coach Oates called you. Yeah. They must have been monitoring, hitting refresh on that portal.
Yeah, it was really crazy. Like, honestly, I knew that I had a good career and I would get like a bunch of schools, but I didn't think that Coach Oates was going to be like the very, very first coach to contact me. It was crazy. And like I said, like for anybody who didn't see the other radio show I did, I was in class at the time, and basically he called me and I didn't answer at first because I was in class, and then I seen the text message from him, and I raised my hand. I told the teacher, "Can I go use the bathroom really quick?" And I called him back like right away, and I spoke to him like probably like a minute after. So
that's crazy. It also speaks to, like you said, how badly he wanted you. Let's see. We got another one coming in from David. It said, "Do y'all have a play design for when Coach Buzz Williams runs onto the court and signals for a timeout? Looking forward to Saturday." I don't know if you saw that, but he ran onto the court to get a timeout.
Yeah, I seen that versus Tennessee. Yeah, I watched that game. Yeah,
it's kind of crazy, right?
I mean, I don't know what we can do about that, man. I guess we just got to push them off the court or something.
There you go. All right. Next question up. This one coming to us from Bill. The upcoming schedule is tough. With 7 games remaining, what does the record need to be over the next 7 games to win the SEC regular season?
I think that we need to win the rest of the games, especially if South Carolina doesn't lose anymore, because we're both tied at first and we're like above them because we beat them.
Yeah.
So I think that we just need to have less losses or equal losses to South Carolina, honestly.
Yeah. And that was a crazy game. You guys took it to them pretty good, obviously, though. We understand how difficult it is playing on the road in the SEC. Yeah. Actually, all of college basketball. I saw a stat the other day that Kansas has lost 5 road games in conference. Mm-hmm. Playing on the road in college basketball is no joke.
Yeah, it's extremely tough, man. Yeah. Crazy environments, the fans. And then, too, like, I feel like when you're at home, like, you're just more comfortable. You shoot better. You shoot the ball better, and it's very evident when you're playing in the SEC. So. Yeah,
no doubt. All right, you mentioned Wade Taylor earlier. You haven't played him this season, but Trey wants to know, who's the best player you've played against this year?
Okay, so the best player I would say that gave us problems, probably I say Janai Broom gave us problems at Auburn. He was a tough guard for us. Zach Edey probably.
Yeah.
That's probably the number, like the hardest. Like that's the obvious answer. I mean, it's really not like you can't really do anything to stop him. He's like what 7'3", 7'4".
And there's literally he either commits a foul or he's fouled every possession.
Yeah, literally
It
every
depends on how
possession.
he's being called, you know.
It's kind of hard to match up against that, because he draws so much attention, and you have to put two guys on him, unless he's going to score like 50 points. This is like.
All right, let's go to Greg up next. He wants to know: is there a team in the SEC that you think doesn't get enough respect for how tough they are to play against?
I mean, I think every school in the SEC like is pretty tough. I don't think no team is just like a blowover or anything like that. I think for the most part, like I said, every team is pretty good. I probably Mississippi State. Mississippi State.
Yeah,
their record doesn't really show it, but like as you're playing against them, like if you're really not prepared, if you don't like know their sets, know their tendencies and what they like to do, that they'll probably be a tough team to beat. So.
Yeah. You know more than I do, but that's where my mind went, just because of their pace of play and how tough they are.
Yeah.
To play against. Let's see. Roger wants to know. You mentioned Nick Pringle earlier. Does a great Nate Oates impression, but Roger wants to know how nice was it for Nick to come back with a strong game against LSU?
I think it was big, and more so just for him and his confidence. Him and Coach Oates been getting suspended and stuff. I think this is like the second time he got suspended from our team. So he's kind of been just up and down mentally, and I know how that is as a player.
Yeah.
To just go through that mental battle throughout the season. So just for him, I feel I'm kind of happy. Well, not kind of. I'm definitely happy for him. Just because I think he needed a game like that to just see like he's still here, he still got it. Like he's not a bad player or anything like that, and he can still, help out this team a lot. And I hope that he does see that, man, and he continues to get better.
Yeah, it's always fun to watch him roll to the basket and the guard, you or Mark, throw him up the.
Yeah, he jumps so high, man.
He's so talented.
For real.
All right, Matt wants to know a couple more here with Aaron Estrada. We appreciate him taking time during a little off time that they get to give you guys some exclusive content here for Alabama members. Matt wants to know who's the best dressed on the team.
Who got the motion drip? There's a couple guys that can really dress. Mark Sears, he's a money man. Mark got everything. Designer, he could dress. Latrell Wrightsell.
Yeah.
Chris Parker. They probably the main three.
Yeah.
I would say them guys could dress.
So you don't put yourself on that list?
I mean, all I wear is sweatpants and hoodies like this. So
you're comfort over style, right?
Yeah, I'm definitely a comfort guy. I wear sweatpants anywhere if I can.
I'm with you. I get you. All right, last one here for Aaron Estrada. We thank him again for taking some time to join us. Jay wants to know if the coaching staff played one-on-one, who wins? Good luck this weekend against Texas A&M.
I would have to say, I think it would be a couple good games, but I think out of the whole coaching staff, I'm gonna say Coach Preston, Preston Murphy. Yeah, Coach Preston. I think he'll win the one-on-one easily. He can't beat me, but I think he got it over all the other coaches, or maybe Clunch.
What about no? I know he's not on the floor assistant, but what about a guy like Dudley?
Oh, Dud. If we count Dud too, Dud got a good shot too.
Yeah.
Dud, he nice in that low post, man. He still got a little game.
Getting up there in age, though. So Coach Murphy winning that. He is Aaron Estrada and the Alabama men's basketball team back at home at Coleman Coliseum after hitting the road last week at Auburn and at LSU. They take on Texas A&M. They're sitting tied for first in the SEC. They hold the tiebreaker over South Carolina. 7 games remaining in the regular season, and they got a shot for a second straight SEC regular season crown. Aaron, thanks so much. Good luck this weekend.
Yeah, appreciate it, man. Thanks for having me.
Absolutely. Our pleasure to be joined by Aaron Estrada, who, again, rare time off here in February. They got the bye week or the off week during the regular season, or rather during the week, and they hit Coleman Coliseum this weekend. So thanks for Aaron for joining us. Can't thank him enough for taking what little free time that they have. Make sure you're following us on all our social medias, Yay Alabama on X, on Instagram, on Facebook. That jersey that I showed you earlier, this stuff is for sale. And you can go get that Block A elephant. You can get that Block Crimson Tide. If you saw the video that went out on the men's basketball X account, they were really fired up for that. You can go buy those jerseys. Really cool that Alabama is doing that for the players to work. Just give them something different. Little stuff like that matters during the course of a regular season when the stuff gets monotonous for these student athletes. I mean, they're going to class and practice and class and practice and games. Give them something different, and it can make a big difference. And I know they are counting on you guys to make a big difference Saturday. I think it's 11 o'clock tip-off in Coleman. So be there, be loud as Alabama attempts to hold on to the regular season lead. Again, thanks to Aaron Estrada. We will catch you guys next week for Half Hour Huddle.